The holographic display blinked red across Elsa's visor, the word failed pulsing with mechanical indifference. She stood in the center of the combat arena, chest heaving, sweat dripping down her temples. Around her, the 5 Rexian combat instructors remained motionless, their massive exoskeletons gleaming under the arena's harsh lights. "Cadet Morrison," the automated voice announced through the speakers, "your performance has been deemed insufficient. Trial terminated." Elsa pulled off her helmet, her short dark hair plastered to her forehead. This was her 3rd attempt at the Interstellar Defense Academy's legendary combat trial. 3 strikes, and humanity's first combat candidate in 20 years would be sent home in disgrace. Leo watched from the observation deck, his fingers gripping the railing until his knuckles turned white. As Elsa's assigned partner and the Academy's top tactical analyst, he'd studied every second of her previous attempts. Something wasn't right about this failure. The readings on his datapad showed anomalies he couldn't quite place. Poor human, one of the Rexian observers chittered beside him, their translucent wings buzzing with amusement. Too slow, too weak. They always are. Leo ignored the comment, his eyes fixed on the arena floor. The Rexian instructors still hadn't moved from their positions. Standard protocol dictated they would have returned to their stations by now, ready to debrief the failed candidate. Instead, they stood frozen in place, their massive forms locked in combat stances. "Elsa," Leo spoke into his comm unit, "don't leave the arena yet." She paused at the exit, confusion crossing her face. "Leo, what are you—" "Check Instructor Vexthor, the one directly behind you." Elsa turned slowly, approaching the towering alien warrior. Vexthor was legendary, a veteran of 40 campaigns, undefeated in over 3,000 combat trials. His armored form stood 8 feet tall, multiple arms equipped with enough firepower to level a small building. She reached up tentatively and touched his chest plate. It didn't move. She pushed harder. Still nothing. "Leo," she breathed into her comm. "He's completely rigid. They all are." The observation deck erupted in confusion. Technicians rushed to their consoles while Academy officials shouted conflicting orders. Leo was already running, taking the stairs 3 at a time to reach the arena floor. When he burst through the doors, he found Elsa examining each instructor methodically. Her failed combat trial forgotten, she moved with the focused precision he'd always admired in her. "Their exoskeletons are locked," she reported, tapping diagnostic readings from her wrist computer. "Neural interfaces show 0 activity. It's like they've been switched off." "Impossible," declared Commandant Zix, the Krillian administrator who'd followed Leo down. His scaled face twisted in disbelief. "Vrexian combat suits have 17 redundant systems. They cannot simply freeze." But Elsa was already piecing it together, her tactical training cutting through the confusion. "Show me the trial footage." "All of it." They gathered around Leo's datapad as he pulled up the recording. The trial had lasted 14 minutes, a respectable duration, though Elsa had ultimately been defeated by Instructor Vexthor's finishing strike. There, Elsa pointed at the timestamp. 3:47. "I dodged Vexthor's plasma charge, and he compensated by—" She paused, rewinding the footage. "By moving at 2.3 times the speed he should have been capable of." Leo's eyes widened as he ran the calculations. That acceleration would require overclocking the exoskeleton's neural interface by at least 40%. "Which I forced him to do," Elsa continued, her voice gaining confidence. "Every engagement, every dodge, every counter. I wasn't fighting 5 instructors. I was fighting 5 of the most advanced combat AIs in known space, and I pushed every single one beyond their safety parameters." The Commandant's expression shifted from disbelief to concern. "You're suggesting you forced a system overload?" "Not just an overload," Leo interjected, his fingers flying across his datapad. "Look at the pattern." Elsa's attack sequences created a cascading failure. Each instructor had to overclock to match her adaptive combat style. The more they compensated, the more processing power they required. She didn't fail the trial, she crashed it. Silence fell over the group as the implications settled in. The Vrexian combat instructors, thought to be invincible, had been systematically disabled by a human who wasn't supposed to stand a chance. "This is unprecedented," Zix muttered, calling for emergency technical teams. "In 300 years of these trials, no species has ever—" "That's because no one else fights like humans do," Elsa said quietly. watching as technicians began the delicate process of rebooting the Vrexian suits. You all optimize for efficiency, for perfection. We optimize for survival. We adapt, improvise, and when the system says we can't win, she smiled grimly. We break the system. Leo pulled up more data, his excitement building. Elsa, do you realize what this means? Every major battle simulation, every tactical scenario, they're all built on the assumption that biological beings have operational limits. But humans don't fight by those rules. We push past pain, past exhaustion, past what should be possible. The Academy needs to see this, the Commandant said, already recording notes. Not as a failure, but as a fundamental reassessment of human combat capabilities. As the technicians finally managed to restore power to Instructor Vex Thor's systems, the massive warrior's eyes flickered to life. His first action was to bow his head toward Elsa, a gesture of respect rarely given by Vrexian warriors. In my 400 years, his translator crackled, still recovering from the system crash, I have never been bested so completely. You fought not to win within the rules, but to transcend them entirely. This is why we feared humanity's warriors in the ancient wars. This is why we created these trials, to ensure you would never reach your full potential. The observation deck had filled with Academy officials, all watching the scene unfold. Elsa stood her ground as the Commandant approached with a formal data pad. Cadet Morrison, Zix announced, his voice carrying through the arena. I hereby declare your combat trial status as inconclusive pending recalibration. He paused, the hint of a smile crossing his reptilian features. However, your innovative tactical approach has earned you immediate advancement to Level 7 combat classification, a rank previously reserved only for instructors. Leo couldn't contain his grin. Told you that you didn't fail. Elsa looked at the 5 massive Vrexian instructors, now fully operational but regarding her with newfound wariness. She'd entered this trial expecting to prove humanity deserved a place among the Star's warriors. Instead, she'd reminded them why humanity had always been feared. So, she said, picking up her helmet, when's the rematch?